Okay, I'm going to probably cut that from the VOD. Thank you for your patience. Okay. But during your jovial conversation, Riot will leave your company since he doesn't have anything more to say. There are two Zilroses on the map, so I must eliminate one of them.
After image
There
taken.
are?
Yeah.
I only saw one.
The other was in the room. Although it might have been hidden from players, which is probably what happened. Anyway, I have eliminated the doppelganger. Actually, nothing. We got through running down what had happened last time. And then you gave me food. But there's been talk of goat loaf.
During that, I'm going to walk up to the counter. It's excuse me if I may. It's Babylon?
Babylon. Babylon K. Oryu. Yeah.
If I could talk to you for just but a moment in private.
Sure. We can trade words.
An odd request, I know.
You can come back to the kitchen. So, what's so important?
Halavar. You seem...
Yeah, what about that name?
I saw some form of recognition in your eyes when I mentioned the name, but you dismissed it.
Oh. That's definitely a interesting claim.
He's a liar and has always been.
May I just... One follower of Freyla to another. I suppose if I could invoke such a name, we are searching for this individual for supposed egregious crimes they committed. We don't know we have an inkling of the full nature of it. I understand that many come to this town to be forgotten, or not to draw trouble to them, but I'm afraid that this individual has done that themselves. Trouble has followed, and trouble has been brought here already. We simply seek to end this as quickly, quietly, and hopefully, in all ways, peacefully as possible. Perhaps nobody needs to get hurt, perhaps no one needs to suffer any, but this individual has just done things that have caught up with them, let's say. I imagine if it's not us that assists in this problem, it might be some less reputable characters.
He's leaned back, arms crossed. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Well, what's happening? None of it come back down?
Persuasion is...
Wanted them both?
No, he just wanted the roast beef.
Ow. Alright then.
The other one's on the table.
Okay.
I'm not sure what you saw, but I hear a lot of things and I see a lot of stuff go through here, but I don't know this person.
Very well. I suppose I've given all the Heaton's guidance and warning that I can. Hopefully we will be able to find this individual.
You do seem very insistent though, so I'd hate to be the guy.
Well, I would be hesitant to do anything to a fellow follower of Freyla. If you were the person, I could definitely provide protection. But
Well,
alas, it does not appear that way.
nah. But hey,
Is he the guy? Is he just lying to me right now? Is he straight up the guy?
well, you had the dream, right?
Right,
And you believe you had seen somebody, and the dream was like a reliving of memories.
Do I actually remember any details, or is it
The
just...
man had a deformation across the left side of his face.
Right.
He was also human in his appearance, at least seemingly so.
Hmm.
And also featured hemochromia, so he had two differently colored eyes.
Right.
The one on his right side was seemingly more normal for these parts, a common kind of hazel brown, while the other eye was far more of an exotic kind of greenish look, close to the deformation, shall we say.
Right. Okay.
So no, you're not looking at him, you're pretty sure. Unless, of course, he has
Fair.
some powerful polymorph spell he has access to.
Yeah. Again, I have given as much Heaton's guidance, or whatever you want to call all this spiritual mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I will, I suppose, take your word at face value.
Okay. Everything comes with a little bit of salt.
I will. I. Sure.
But hey, if I do happen to come upon something while you're off on a job, I'll make sure if I feel it's worth bringing up, I'll bring it up. Maybe, of course, well, if something does come up and I feel it's worth being expressed to somebody, I tend to try to bring it up. I'll keep my ears open.
You do your part, and you do it well.
Well, talking about my part, time for me to do someone else's job. If you don't mind me joining you at one of your tables.
What the heck? I'm not. Oh, I'm on. Okay, never mind. We're good. Yep. I spotted me as soon as I saw me. It's kind of a dumb way of saying that. Okay.
Hey, anyway, with that business out of the way, maybe I might have some business that could at least help you get in with somebody who tends to know a little bit more than maybe I do. Unless, of course, if you've got a more pressing job, I would almost dare to ask that you put it on hold.
Wait, what business is out of the way?
Oh, your friend just wanted to talk privately. Nothing much, just asking a few details about the establishment.
Not often that I come across a fellow follower of Rayla, especially anymore.
Yeah. But something has come up that might be of some use to everybody here. At least for you and your gang. You're one of the few freelances in these parts right now. See, I don't know if you noticed, but next door we got the lovely lady running the inn, Mary.
He's nice.
Yep.
Well, simply put, and I'll try to kind of come to it quickly, but while you guys were out earlier, the other day, a group of warriors from Kelshakel came in. Tough guys. Kind of brutish, violent folk. Anyway, Mary doesn't handle the shop very often during the middle of the day. That's usually handled by one of her other girls. Anyway. One of the girls, Batella, one of the more, shall I say, valuable workers, might have told them off and insulted them because there weren't enough rooms and they were insistent to get rooms. Well, apparently they took this to some offense and decided to do something about it because I think they upped and nabbed her during the evening last night. Which is why she didn't show up. Now, I did a little talking with the Grand Banker as quickly as I had heard that she had disappeared and there were some of these guys in town. And simply put, Mary would try to pretend like nothing's wrong and try to handle the problem herself, but this calls for a freelance, and so to save her some shame for coming to you guys after probably turning you away, I'm here to kind of broker a contract in her stead.
Okay.
It's simply put, I know they probably aren't too far. Something about wanting to stay near the town was part of their business, though with no rooms available, they clearly seem to have decided to camp outside. And so they likely would have taken the poor girl to their camp. So I'm just thinking maybe since you lot are tough warrior types yourselves, you could just head on over and maybe challenge them to like a duel or something to get her returned home. We do have a slight issue that this can't be really an official job, so this doesn't receive the Grand Banker's benefits, though I'll requisition maybe extra funds for some ale. Maybe some extra special trade in case. I do hear that there's a dwarf brotherhood that's been wandering around these parts. Maybe we'll want a little extra, more expensive ale for if they arrive, and I'll just shift those funds over to you guys instead.
I spit on the floor immediately when she says dwarf.
Gross.
So, and another important thing though is you can't kill them. These are warriors from Kelshakel who are here on a particular job. Their authorities would know they're here. If they end up going missing, they'll assume we did it. And well, most of the growing towns and cities in these parts aren't the most fond of Kelshakel. Well, their military might gives us reason to let them just continue to be around, since they probably beat us in a fight.
I think it's but if you want it, you can have it. No, you think it's gross too. I totally understand, Sophie.
You do notice also, by this point, making no effort to hide it, that the lady at the other table is also intently kind of watching this conversation.
And I wave.
She just gives a very light, polite wave. And then will kind of speak up for her own accord. If I can arrange certain things. Arrange to front. Let's see. Not very good at these. So. Alright. And she'll kind of just speak up. Well, of course, if they don't take the job, I can take it instead. And he'll kind of just, I didn't know you were a part of this conversation. He'll just, I have my ears, and I just couldn't help but overhear someone in need.
Prick.
So, do you do the work or do they?
She kind of pauses. She's like, well, I have a handful of skills of my own for taking care of problems, and I have no intent on not playing my part, but, and she kind of just looks at both of them, and they just stand stalwartly. They didn't take seats. They are literally standing at the corners of the table. My men are quite suited for dealing with problems I can't deal with.
Gosh, take a seat. You make everyone nervous.
There are plenty of seats available, but they stand at attention the entire time.
Ugh. So
You know, guys, when you do freelance work like us, you split the pay evenly. Did she give you a fair share?
They just stand in silence.
Oh no.
I see.
I am not much of a freelance myself, actually, but, I do have reasons for wanting to be able to, get a little bit of recognition here. Helping someone else in need might be a good way, so if your lot aren't available for his request, I'll happily do it in your stead. And he'll just kind of really, I guess, sure, if, as long as it gets job done, whoever does it. I came to you guys, you're the only freelancers I knew to be in town. Didn't think the, visitors from cross seas were interested.
Cross seas, what makes you say that?
Well, about the regalia and her own statements, she just kind of sits like expecting somebody else to kind of say things for her. She'll just kind of take a brief moment, wait for him to do some kind of introduction, and just fine.
Hold on.
I'm Vesa
We
Vieria.
We can't have one such as yourself simply speak to us, can we? When you have two fully capable servants to do it for you. I'll look at the servant. Where do you come from?
Consistent, aren't we? Very well. You may introduce me to them. This one will stand alert, stomp, and kind of step up, and this is actually, give me a moment. I think I can do something that might add a little fun to this. Nope, that's bad. This. Just a tiny bit. Too powerful. I want to play with my toys to get this to sound more. Oh, that's fine. There. No. Okay, we'll just go with a slight reverb, I guess. Since the echo is definitely a bad idea in how it's set up.
Just
Unless-
a note, when in the chat, don't use brackets for other things, or you end up with the unresolved value.
All right, I'll just tone him down just a tiny bit. Just remove that. No. Sorry, I wanna try to execute on the idea of somebody speaking while in full plate helmet. Yeah. See if I do this. That's too techno. Oh, you know what?
Cyborg.
Screw it.
Microphone.
I'll just I'll look up how to do that later because that actually seems like something I would love to have a little ability to do something quick. But he will stand and kind of stomping. This is my lady Vesa Vieria from Calero, from across the narrow sea. We venture to these parts in search of important artifacts left behind by her forebearers. She does seem to like roll her eyes just a little bit at the claim of seeking artifacts.
At the mention of artifacts and forebears, I am gonna take the best look I can at her ears.
She does not seem elven.
And what forebears is this that you're coming to loot?
She kind of takes a moment and looks you over and, oh, maybe the cover story is a bit of a bad idea in the company of elves. I actually am in these parts in search of lost alchemical secrets from the Empire's fall, actually. However, it seems more appealing to claim that I have things of inheritance. We're still kind of working on the cover story, to be admit. He will kind of take back his place at the corner.
We just go on the job. Let's do this thing. I mean, we already promised Mary we would help.
That is true. We did promise we would help. I'll roll across the table very quickly.
Really? Okay.
Solar, that was my food.
Oh,
All right.
much quicker than stepping around people.
I think we should all put them in the stockades and throw rotten vegetables at them. I really.
Well, it appears we're gonna take this, but that guy over in the corner, that's how you get your start in this town. You can get a job from him.
To look for the.
I'd work on your lies, because if a random elf can suss it out, you'll be in trouble if you run into people who actually have claim to what you're after.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your words.
Can I wink at the buff guy?
Which
You
one?
like-
They're both buffy.
And both of them.
Okay, yeah.
Which one's more buff?
They are both actually of a surprisingly similar build, which is fairly large at the shoulders and just a draping of metal down from there.
Oh, who got this? Cool, yeah, I'll wink at both of them.
Just
Okay.
blinks.
Oh.
I
Oh.
have no other business.
If you intend to take the job, then knowing most people who can't find a place inside the town, they'll probably just have a camp set out outside. probably trying to keep their distance from any other civil groups or such. So, considering the earliness of the day, you'll probably even be able to find just a smoke trail or from a campfire or such. These Kel'Shakel guys don't really care too much about not being found when they're out camping, since they have a tendency to be sure of their ability to survive any attackers. And again, I must reassert, don't kill at least all of them, but preferably the least deaths we can have would be the best. The town could not handle an attack, and a diplomatic incident is something we'd like to avoid, since those tend to end up coinciding.
So this is a capture alive mission, not a seek and destroy mission.
We're
Well,
trying to seek alive.
one of the great weaknesses of the people of Kel'Shakel is at least most of their commanders have some sense of a code of honor. So a challenge will likely get you what you want if you beat them at the challenge. A good old straightforward duel or skirmish would probably get you what you want. Just avoid killing them. At least all of them. That's a dangerous thing to do.
Okay. So kill only one. Okay.
Kill as few as possible.
It just goes from don't kill all of them. Oh, so we can all we just need to take one back alive to don't kill any except for one. So, yeah.
Also, while it would be within rights to try to round them up or engage them, again, we're actually not interested in an incident.
Wait, so who are these people? Are these tribes people? Is this another nation?
They're one of the other cities that built up during the Alliance period shortly after the Empire fell. Humans and dwarves ended up fighting with the hobgoblins when the Empire became unstable. Kel'Shakel was founded near the ruins of the old capital and has been standing as a bulwark against them ever since, and they've just kind of established themselves as their own government once the Alliance was disbanded. So
And these
they're
are humans.
most of them. You might find a dwarf or so amongst them on occasion. Not to
Amongst?
mention maybe an occasional stranger. They have a strong respect for those who have the strength to take what they want kind of mentality. City slogan was something like, the strong take their freedom, or something like that. So that'll give you an idea of what you might be dealing with.
So, question.
Yes.
Since this is the mission where we're trying to get back someone who's potentially been kidnapped, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we just don't worry about them, just grab and go,
Well, as long as they don't track you down, that
that is a
could totally work, yeah. We really just want her back.
Yup.
wonderful.
Are there any other questions?
Oh yeah, what was her name?
Oh, she's Batella. She's, well, you might recognize her when you see her. Well, if you find a group of guys in heavy armor and one damsel, you'll probably know which one among them is the person you're looking for.
Oh yeah.
Two.
All right, sounds good.
Catching up on side chat. Okay.
Bye.
Well, where are you going?
Oh, I thought we were going out on the.
Oh.
We're going out right now.
We're leaving? Okay.
Are we waiting until later?
Up for you. He's just
Is it
kind
just
of.
morning now?
It was morning when we left off, so it still is.
Okay. Let's go.
And like he said, they'll have likely camped outside of town with a campfire, so a smoke trail will probably lead you close.
Dun, 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 dun. I cannot see what. I'm like in the abyss with like blocks. Woohoo! It's fun.
In the block.
wait,
This.
I want to tip my hat to the 3 people.
Okay.
Does my hat make a weird feeling again?
You feel something move.
What is going on?
Gravity?
Just leave it.
I'll look again, and there's gonna be nothing, I know. I must find out.
You actually find the coin you placed in there.
Oh, holy crap. I thought this fell out.
What?
Back in the hat you go.
Okay. All right.
Is it like a bag of holding, but it's like a hat? And it's only spontaneous?
I would tell you the mechanics of what I'm doing. However, that would take away from the fun of it.
So weird.
All right.
Okay.
So, you
Which
exit
way
out to
going?
the day. The road is dry. Morning sun has only barely been over the horizon for about an hour.
That's bad. 6 o'clock. No, 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock?
Rock.
Something like that.
Ooh.
The town itself has a number of little smokestacks, but you imagine it'll be easier to identify a campfire once you're further away from the actual town.
Okie dokie. I don't know which direction we're going.
That would be south to exit town,
This
which is a
way,
little misrepresentative because
because
let me-
this is not a town.
let me show you a general idea of why I do what I do with things the way that I've been doing it. Just oh, that was a mistake. This map is gonna take forever to load.
I closed my eyes again, help me.
It's okay. Just hold your breath. Count to 10. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Well, let me know when the map is loaded for you.
That's
I can see it,
You can see the map.
yeah.
or at least part of it. Oh,
Yeah,
I've
that's
been-
like
yep, I see that.
Working on an actual map of the entire town.
Whoa.
And I don't really know if I'm even going to use it because there's not actually much of a point to have a 2-scale map of a town.
But it's so cool.
That's why I was working on it. But then I stopped because I went, and how is this going to be useful? I could do
You
a
can make it
simplified version of
Because
the
now
map.
I can do this.
I had a DM that fleshed out every building in a city, and then the players went on a rampage, and it was hectic.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you when you know that there's actually something in every single one of the houses?
So anyway, that's that's my side project.
It's epic.
That's so cool.
Okay.
So which way did they go?
Well,
South.
there's a river to the north.
Okay, so this is north-south.
Yeah, north, south, east, west. Proper cardinal
Other way
directions.
around. North-south.
West, east.
East is
Oh,
the other way.
what?
Yeah, it's west, east, north.
Sorry,
Okay.
I apparently have control over Toaster.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
no strict token ownership, so you can actually just move anybody's token. Yeah, and it would be south, but this is not a proper version of the map since this is actually kind of old. I just haven't rebuilt it again. Anyway,
Stop it.
but since I haven't drawn out a more stylistic version of the town map to give at least some idea of what you're dealing with, I figured I'd just show the old version.
Alright.
Yeah.
We were like right over here.
Okay.
Right?
What?
Where are we according to this map?
On the map that you would be looking at, this big red building is the tavern.
That's the tavern. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's this?
What's what?
I pressed shift this.
Oh, this. That would actually be, an early version of attempting to have something like a barracks, but like I said, this is an old version of the town map. The idea is generally the same, but the walls are actually supposed to be way further out and stuff. Like I said, this is more to just give a general idea of what the shape of the town is like.
Got it.
This is
There's
not
a
big
giant
enough to
hole.
actually handle something like the 1,000 or population that this town actually has.
I'm zoomed way in on this one speck. Oh, it keeps changing color.
I'm zoomed way in on this speck.
Whoa.
Wow.
Anyway. So,
So south to get out of the town and look for smoke.
Okay.
Smoke.
that was a
Woo!
description of your actions.
Yep. That
Give me
was
a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Everybody or just
She's the one who said she was looking for smoke.
Perception. Why is my perception so? No, that's performance. Never mind. +1, so that's 13.
13.
Woohoo!
It's still early in the
Nothing.
day, so it's not hard to find a light or to find smoke or smoke trails in the sky right now. You can see a faint, kind of light smoke trail, and then there's a second, stronger one. Both of them look like they're maybe a few miles out of town. One seems to be along the road, and one seems to be more kind of just out general southwestern wilderness, kind of a hilled-ish kind of part of the area.
This way, guys. This way. I actually have no idea where that is.
You're okay. There's no point in actually navigating on this map. It's
But it's
not
so
even sure why I
pretty.
showed it. Ugh,
Because it's so pretty.
it's not. It's really not.
Well, it is to me. So
Oh, that's nice.
you're sadly misinformed. Because it is very wonderful. There.
Yes, just ignore the 3 repeated assets over and over again.
Hey. that's how people in movie industries do giant battles. They just do CGI people.
That's fair. The same asset over and over and over and over again. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see two smoke or trails in the sky. One that is faint and kind of wispy, and the other is seemingly more, shall we say, strong.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like, what? Sorry, repeat that.
There's a weak, wispy one that seems to be out east along the road, maybe. And there's a thick, strong smoke trail out along no proper roads.
Which one should we go to? The wispy one or the more strong one?
I'm thinking the strong one.
Okay, let's split the party. One of us goes after the wispy one of us goes after the strong one. I'm joking. You never split the party. It's an awful idea. People die. Okay, so to the strong one, is everyone in agreement?
Can agree.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, let's go.
All right. You head out across the head out of the town and travel toward this smokestack, which is very clearly, as you get kind of closer and closer, it's not just strong because it is definitely either fresh or still burning, but it's also a lot closer, you realize, as the smaller one doesn't seem to actually change in location as you move, which if it were close enough to be in close proximity to the town, you're sure it would have shifted in location from your perspective. Eventually, you come to kind of an area where it's a little bit hillish, and you realize that the campfire is set up on top of an elevated area of land.
On top of a hill, basically.
Yeah. The hill has two cut sides that are steep and rocky, and the other two sides to it are just kind of slopes you could walk up. It's not too difficult to see that there are indeed tents set up on top of the hill.
Let's kill them all. No, I'm kidding. Joking.
Okay, done.
For Gondor? Sorry. Oh, I'm so tired.
Okay. So, as you kind of approach to this area, how do you want to approach?
Let's stealth it, guys. Let's check out what's going on.
I've lost track of everyone. Where are we?
We're heading towards a hill that is on fire, but not really. We're coming up on a encampment on top of a hill.
Are we still using the map?
No.
We are on a new map.
Oh, okay.
We are?
Oh, right. I have to set this map to player visible.
I was so confused.
We're all just sitting here looking at the old map.
I was scrolling through the infinite grasslands around us.
There we go. There we go. You should be able to see the map now.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. Ow.
Stop selecting all of them.
Pointers check.
I'm gonna go and do some sneaking.
I'm gonna stay back here.
Dum 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 dum. That is a 15.
15. Alright.
Do-
Not a lot of places to remain out of sight. But you could probably slide up to the side of the space here.
Yeah.
And then maybe kind of just work your way along the rougher edging, taking little peeks and such.
What do I see with my tiny little eyes?
All right.
Yeah.
So you can, as you kind of peek over, without making a check, what you can see is there is a collection of figures in full-plated armor. The armor looks like steel, except it's almost kind of dirtier looking, almost like it's kind of got a soot-like texture to its outside. Kind of gives a slightly more dreary, almost menacing vibe to it, and with the way that some of the cloth under the shoulder pauldrons and the way that the helmets kind of tend to be shaped, kind of almost try to emphasize the more aggressive aspects of the design.
That must be that soot steel stuff, right?
It definitely seems like it fits what others had described it as.
Yep. That's kind of what I thought. Okay, does any of them look like they're like in charge?
There is one. I couldn't get art for him to look proper. What he's supposed to have is like what looks like maybe two like horns at the back of the helmet with like red ribbons or horsehair like extensions at the back that just trail off. That would kind of be used as a signifier of somebody of importance.
Okay. And do I not notice the girl? Like, do I see her anywhere?
You have neither made a search check with perception,
I'm
but
not
from
too
this
bad.
angle you can't seem to see anything without.
Alright. Before we
Huh?
before we go in, I can, if we actually want to have someone try to duel whoever it is, let me give you some extra stuff first. I can cast Bless or Bright Strike on you. Whoever's gonna do it.
Who wants to take a shot in the dark?
For a duel?
Shots in the
If-
dark are fun.
That's an if we want to.
Hearing this prepping, I am going to do my Fiendish Vigor and cast False Life on myself. It lasts an hour.
Flex his shirt.
Okay.
So 6 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get my big sword in my hand.
Alrighty.
You got this?
I don't know. I'm just wanting to be prepared in case.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one quick look with a perception to see if I can't spot the girl in any of these, or in any of the tents that are facing in my direction, basically.
Give me a perception check.
Doing it. And plus, I believe it was 1. My thing is covering up my stats there. Let's see. Perception there. Yes, it is +1. So that would be a 14.
So 14. You don't
Not
seem
quite.
to see anybody inside. any of the tents facing in your direction. Their drapes, of course, would naturally fall somewhat shut. That'd be high enough to... I can say that what you do notice is seemingly some ribbons of what might be like rope has been cut or maybe resized or such that are kind of scattered about.
So she was possibly here.
Might even still be. Might not.
But, you know what they say, no body, no crime.
Who says that?
You'd have to watch Psych in order to get that one.
Oh,
It's also a line in one of Taylor Swift's songs. So is talking out of the picture?
I
don't
suppose not.
I don't think it would be completely out of the picture. I mean, if we want to be diplomatic about it.
you want us to not be?
So, sorry, I'm gonna sneak back over.
Okay.
Do I need to do another sneak?
No, you're less likely to be noticed down there right now. It seems that they are very focused on whatever it is they're having for their breakfast meal.
Okay. So, my thoughts are we talk to them first, and if they don't agree, then we challenge them.
That sounds good.
I vibe with that.
How many of us
Who's
do we
our
make
best
known?
talker?
Not me, I'll tell you that. Yeah. I've got negatives in my charisma. Persuasion is not on the table for me.
Am I the talker and the possible Dooley?
I can do whatever is needed of me.
I can talk just fine.
Okay, I've got a 6 in persuasion, so I wasn't sure.
Dang.
Oh no. Yeah, yours is way better than mine.
I have a 0 in persuasion.
-1.
I have -2, so
Dang.
We're very talkative people.
no wonder everyone loves us.
Less talk, more action.
There was a good
Ooh.
question though. Are all of us going to approach together?
I mean,
I could bird.
we should, shouldn't we?
I wouldn't say that would be a good idea.
Well,
But we could. I mean, that's not awful, but I don't know. I just don't want them to feel like they're like too in power, but I don't want them to be like, oh my goodness, they're just gonna attack us. Oh no. So, I mean, we have 1+ person to their team.
Unless there's more of them in the tents.
True.
True. Did I notice any others in the tents that were facing it? No, you said that they were
You
empty.
did not. Yeah. The ones you could see, what evidence you could tell, again, it's hard to see through a tent door that is hanging closed,
Yeah.
but they didn't seem to be occupied. There was no lantern light or
Yeah.
anything.
They're all eating breakfast right now. At least that's what it looked like. They were really focused on that breakfast. Like,
I mean, I could find out if she's in there.
That's true.
that's true. You are very small.
I can also be invisible.
That's even better. And you are also very small. It's just
Do you want me to do that?
Sure. I don't think she's in the 3 clustered together on this side. The west. I'm not good with directions. This is why I don't leave without a GPS.
Well, you have north, south, east, west.
Give me a sec. I gotta go and help my grandpa.
So how long do those spells last if you do have to use it?
I think they both only last a minute.
Well, I doubt that they would find good sportsmanship in that.
I somehow doubt it too.
Were they all human?
These lots seemed like they were of human build, from what she saw.
Cool.
Yeah. He's actually really having a fit right now, so. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Close my door. They're gonna be loud. Hey, babe, how you doing? Huh? How you doing, Sophie? Okay. So, what's going on? Did I miss anything?
I've actually no.
Oh.
They have been politely waiting for you to return.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Whoa. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Nobody's got a job.
All right, so we're approaching, kindly asking the return of the person, if not offering a duel.
Yes.
Like
I
it.
suppose.
That was the idea.
Is anyone else able to do the duel?
I could do it.
I mean,
That would be
depending on their health, I mean, it could cause some substantial damage, but
Yeah, I get a feeling me and Lily would not be very helpful in this situation. Not in a fair fight, anyways.
yeah.
And I'm not sure if they would consider my magic keeping it fair as well, even on myself.
what about your magic would be unfair.
Just if they're all about just brute physical strength, I don't have that at all.
This is when we really need Thanos.
Well, Solar, are you up for the job?
I'm willing to try.
Knock him dead.
Hopefully, it doesn't come to that.
So I think before we go, I think
Haircut?
All right, so we're moving forward then.
That's for you guys to say.
I think so.
so I think I can put my halo on. I think I could put my halo on you, Solar, and then make it invisible so that they can't tell that it's there.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. I'd need to. I don't know where this sheet is though.
Am I in trouble? I need to think about what's the worst that could happen.
Death.
I mean, yeah.
And if you don't want to, I could do it also, but I think it's definitely between the two of us. If it comes to a fight, let's hope not. I am gonna start making my way.
All right.
Making my way.
Arc and fast.
I have a plan if things do get bad, and I don't know if it's gonna make it worse or not, but it's a plan.
You're gonna turn into that terrifying horse monster thing, aren't you?
I now have 2 plans for if things go bad.
Just gives him another idea.
All right.
Oh, I have that.
First one is Solar pulling the coin out of the hat and then turning it upside down to show that there's nothing in it.
Behold, magic.
As you do approach, you can smell the stench of burnt meat, freshly
And
seared flesh.
I'm gonna put my ring on Solar beforehand because I can make it invisible.
Okay.
I can make it non-detectable. Whatever. They can't see it.
Nice.
The invisible.
Oh.
All right, and I will approach to here and stop for a moment, see if they notice.
One of them across the way from you does kind of. Hey, boss. I think we've got guests. And the one standing or sitting as close to the rest of you kind of just lightly turns and looks back. If you're bandits, you picked the wrong place to visit.
Not bandits.
Oh. You kind of stand up using his longsword to bring himself up to his feet like a cane. And then just kind of stands tall and sturdy. He's probably, you're gauging somewhere around 6'4".
Nice.
I'll step in a little closer. You are passing close to the city, and we hear that your people have taken one of ours.
Ah. They're here for the wench.
Ooh.
Figured somebody would be sent. Guess they don't have any muscle of their own. You look like unless of course they've got a large number of elves, I'll assume a sellsword.
Yep.
Shame. They've got no muscle to fight their own fights.
Yet you're the ones here acting like bandits. So we'd like to just peacefully negotiate. We don't want to cause trouble between the cities. Despite us being sellswords, we do represent the city and have come for the woman.
Well, sellswords trying to be diplomats. A shame. Weak men use words. Your actions, however, so far are but talk. And if I say no, she would make a nice serving girl if we were to temper her fury. And besides, if Boulder Dawn tried to make move against our city over a girl, it would be a very poor way for the city to be raised by our armies, all over one wench.
Do you not make your army look sad by kidnapping a random girl from a different city? That is the work of bandits, not a organized military.
You would, call my honor to shame. I only intend to make it clear that we'll not be insulted. But what one sees is one way, another may see it a different way.
Then please explain to me how, within sight of the city, you kidnapping a citizen is not banditry.
How about I ask another question of my own as answer? What kind of city can't protect its people from somebody walking in and taking a woman right in broad daylight? To me, that sounds like a city not strong enough to deserve its rule.
So you'd rather just raise it and be a lone city without trading partners?
More like, I think the town needs a better backbone or a new rulership.
The town needs time. I've seen empires fall and treaties broken.
A new think buys them that time. I, however, am not a philosophizer, but I make my point. If the town can't protect its people, we're just proving that that's the point. They can't protect its citizens. They won't last. If they were standing on the front with those hobgoblins ready to attack, it wouldn't have lasted as long as it has. So is this how you intend to do diplomacy? Wax and wane on philosophy?
I would like to say, give us the girl and we'll let you go free. We mean no harm here. We could also offer a one-on-one duel.
That is what I was waiting for. Prove that you deserve to take her. Sure. I'll take the duel. Or a skirmish or a fight, sure. I'm only interested in seeing things made a point. If you've got the strength to protect the citizen, then you deserve to have them.
Despite me itching to fight as well, my friend here in the magnificent hat is going to take this. Though if we want a second round, I'll happily take on one of your men.
Well, I guess that's up for you. You're the challenger. You set the first rules.
Well, you said you wanted to fight, so you will be fighting him. I will let him determine what he wants allowed in this duel.
Very well. He'll step forward. So, warrior, what are your terms?
Well, obviously, if I win, we get the girl. Obviously.
That makes sense.
During the fight, I would ask that none of your men step in.
A one-on-one. I can agree to that.
And, let's try not to kill anybody.
Well, if it's not to death, then by what standard will we determine the victor? First to blood? First to blow? First to yield?
First to yield.
I'll hold you to that.
I like your helmet, by the way.
It's just a pause of recognition. There is a brief moment where one of the others, "Boss, let me fight him in your stead. It wouldn't do to make so much of an easy work of it, and I have been itching to..." And he just kind of stops him, and he's like, with a hand up, and he's like, no. I'm the one being challenged. Besides, your injuries haven't fully healed from the other night.
What happened?
That's a different matter. I believe we were talking about a duel.
That is fair. Hmm.
Are those your terms?
I'm gonna like look over to Zilros to make sure I'm not making any big mistakes here.
What of magic?
Oh, that is a good point. Magic. Yay or nay?
Well, my rule, no magic.
I shall not cast any magic against you then.
None of my men are magi.
It wouldn't be anyone else using it. It would be him utilizing his own strength.
If you are one who practices magic, then... Kind of takes a moment. Kind of eyes you up. If it is your own, then sure. I'll permit you to use self-affecting magic.
Oh.
But if my men notice me acting uncharacteristic for myself, and he kind of turns back to them, then let their blood feed the soil. And we keep the girl. Sound fair?
I'm sorry. I apologize for being a little slow. When you say let their blood feed the soil, what exactly do you mean by that?
Oh my gosh.
My boys will kill your friends.
Mm.
Kick him in the nards.
He's wearing full armor.
Yeah.
So he can only use the magic on himself, not on you.
Yes.
Well, if in this one-on-one I am to lose, you may kill me. I cannot risk the lives of everyone else on a fight that I alone fight.
We've asked for... That's only if you act dishonorably. We've agreed to not to the death. I will not kill you. Unless
kill
given
you.
reason to.
That is... No, yeah, that's fair. Alright.
Those are our terms, then?
One more quick look to Zilros.
Grounds. Specific place or just out in the field here off the area?
For myself, a warrior does not choose where he fights. He is ready to fight anywhere. Here is as any good of a place as any other.
Works for me.
Okay.
Then. Well,
Quick question. What happens if you win? Do you get the girl and we still leave in peace? We discussed that we take the girl and you leave if we win.
indeed. What do I get out of it?
I tip my hat to him, like
Oh.
motioning. Huh?
Let's see. What do you have?
A hat. Point.
He's got better armor. Yeah, he'll notice it. He'll notice the high quality bastard sword you have.
Oh,
I'll take your sword.
fair enough.
I hoped he was going to ask for my sword.
I hope he was asking for mine.
Mine disappears after a couple minutes if it's away from me.
You
True.
could say mine disappears too.
All right.
Doesn't exist.
He'll take a few steps down to the plane and gonna step away and
so
then
you
face
are
this way.
moving out there. That's what I was meaning. Like you
Oh.
weren't going to duel right there in your camp.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I mean, he will wait for you to lead him to where you want to fight. How about that?
Yeah, I'll just over to here-ish should work. Pretty
Okay.
open space. I don't know why I'm shaking right now.
I'm glad I
Alright.
didn't take this because I've got a lot of magic, but it is not like self-boosting.
Alright, here's the big old question. Should I try to cast Bless on you? Because my sleight of hand is terrible.
I wouldn't try it.
Yeah.
Probably not. Floruka could possibly get away with something, but I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah. alright.
We don't want a all-out battle.
Okay. Alrighty. So,
What is the halo you gave him doing?
Right now, absolutely nothing.
I look very cool.
Okay.
Even though I cannot.
It essentially links me to him, so I can cast touch spells on him right now from this
Oh,
far
that's
away.
cool.
Or I can cast spells that have a range of self on him as well.
There's still like verbal and somatic and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still casting the spell, it's just I can target
Okay.
people
Guys,
farther
I
away.
might have made a mistake.
alright. This looming soot steel plate armored warrior grasps his two-handed longsword and readies. You can feel the intent of his eyes on you. Okay, now we're going to do something. I need you to first roll me an intimidation check. Or,
Oh, boy.
well, here's the thing. You could go for an intimidation, or a deception check. The idea is you're either going to stare them down or try to start off with a feint. And effectively, you're going to compete with him to see who gets an advantage for the fight from the
Dang.
stare down.
Let's go for intimidation, which is the same as my deception. -2.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Woo.
He's going with the intimidate. All right. So that's your roll 12.
A
So 10?
Yep.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so
Oh, oh wait.
He would only get a +3, so you actually win out on him.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, hey, Tyler,
Yep.
if you want to pop some music you think won't get me any kind of trouble, not that I care very much about internet trouble, for a combat
Me
encounter
too.
while I do just a few little things.
Okay,
really
I don't know
appreciate
where to
that.
find. I don't know where to find non-copyright music.
search DMCA free.
Well, I
What about
oftentimes go for
games?
RPG, video game music. They don't tend to care. Like Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy doesn't give too much trouble.
Literally anything
Technically.
Nintendo.
Nintendo's kind of a more scary one
Yeah.
to play with.
They don't even release their own music normally.
No.
You go with Megalovania.
Yeah. All right.
Someone wants to put that in.
So what
instead
that
of me.
means is for the combat, I'm gonna go full in on it. Why not? You get a +2 to hit against him, and he gets a -2 on hits.
Yes! I stand a chance now!
I'm going full in. Why not? Both advantages and disadvantages. Let's just go crazy.
Alright.
All right,
Wait, he gets a +2 and advantages?
and that is his advantage.
Oh, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, Solar gets a +2 on his attack rolls.
To hit, right? Not to damage.
Yeah, just to hit. And then
Alright, works for me.
takes a -2 on his. As you kind of get this moment, this experience of just stare down, and there's just a momentary flinch. He gives in, shall we say, at the moment. All right, now make me an initiative roll. As a...
An initiative roll.
Yes.
+3. Huzzah. 17.
All right.
Oh.
So that would be 17.
Aha!
So what was yours?
17.
Oh, so you go first.
Ah.
Players always win out on initiative for me. It just makes things easier.
Sounds good. Alright.
Alrighty. With that, you are the first to go in the combat.
So I am allowed to use magic that affects myself.
Yes, only self-buffing.
That sounds good. Alright. I'm gonna immediately start with a Fueled Fury.
Alrighty.
Alright. And then for my... Alright. I'm gonna just approach from an angle.
From an angle.
Yes.
Alright.
And am going to swing with my very fancy sword that he loves ever so much. So that's
Yes,
a-
loves.
Yes. So that's going to be a +7 to hit. Ah! Joy!
So that
9.
is 9.
Yes.
Alright, you charge at him and your strike glances off the plated armor, just sliding across the chest plate.
Ooh.
Alright, I don't think this is copyright free, but whatever.
That's all I can do.
Whatever. If it gets taken down, it doesn't really matter. I've been using Final Fantasy music from 14 and they don't care.
Alright. Well, I'm done for now.
Alright. His turn. Alright. Okay. The music boy is dead.
Yeah, that doesn't appear to be working.
Alright. There, I think I know one off the top of my head I can grab.
Doot, doot, doot. Doot, 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 doot.
Unless YouTube Music's just not alive right now.
Uh-oh.
It might just be completely. I'm gonna stop him. Because he doesn't seem like he's just working at all. He's deafened.
I mean, he's always deafened.
Fair enough. But nothing's coming through. God. Weird. That's real weird. Okay. What? Uh-oh. Okay, you know what? Hey. You know what? I have an audio mixer that lets me just route audio from different sources, from different places. What if I just do this? I can just route the music to the chat mic and not to the recording, so it doesn't matter what I listen to.
Take that, YouTube. You can't stop us.
Do you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. See? Boom. Technology. Okay. Alright, you jump in and your blade slashes across his plate. On his turn, he is going to attempt to, with his first attack, he is going to attempt to disarm you.
First.
First attack.
Now I have to remember how the disarming mechanic works. I think he has to make an attack roll against your AC or something like that. It's in the DMG, isn't it? One of those ones that's actually...
Wasn't disarming one of your...
It is your attack roll against their athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, so you get to make an athletics or acrobatics check against... And his attack roll, so that will be an 11 you have to beat.
I would love to take that +3 in acrobatics. Alright, 10.
Oh! Alright, as your blade slashes across, he just stands there, and with the bottom of his blade, he smacks your weapon down out of your hand onto the ground. And then with his second attack, he will attempt to just strike you. Not hitting you, though. You dodge the strike. There's no way a 6 is gonna hit you.
That would be correct.
Okay. That, however, is his turn. You are up.
Alright. Is it an action to pick up my sword?
It is a free action,
Oh,
but
wonderful.
it does provoke attacks of opportunity.
Oh. Yeah, I need that sword. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up the sword.
Okay. He will try to strike you in your moment of vulnerability as you reach down for it. 16 to hit.
That will not hit. That's with already the -2, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just strikes into the armor. That is your fleshy equipment. There's definitely a sense of belief that it would have just gone through. And a moment of surprise as you grab your weapon. It is your free action to pick that up.
Alrighty then. I will take another swing with that sword.
Okay. It also means you still have your bonus action.
11.
Nope.
Alright. Then swing again, because I'm magic, baby.
Alrighty.
17.
17.
I get
And
the
that's with
weirdest
the
feelings.
+2 bonus?
That is, yes. Uh-oh.
Okay. He is wearing plate armor. The strike gets past his attempted parry, but it doesn't break his defense.
What are you made out of?
It just kind of tunks the plate. Alright.
Yeah. I'm done.
Okay. He's not going to try anything fancy this time. It's just 2 attack rolls. So that would be a 21 and an 18.
Yeah, both of those are going to hit.
All right. So that's 10 slashing damage. And then 12 slashing damage. As he takes the opportunity and this time puts more weight and effort into his strikes, slashing through your cloth-like armor. That'll be all from him.
This isn't good.
Yep. All right.
Okie dokie. Ooh, I really cannot afford this right now. Alright. Take... Can I try and disarm him?
You can. Anything an NPC can do, you can attempt to do too.
Joy, I will attempt to disarm him.
All right. That will get the +2 bonus. You make an attack roll.
Alright. Yay, finally!
Alrighty. And with his bonuses, he's going to be hard-pressed to beat that. You knock his blade from his hand.
Not so fun, is it? I'm gonna take another swing.
All right.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You finally get through that plated armor and slash into him. The blow definitely seems to do a little bit of winding. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Alright, that's gonna be 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. All right. That is your turn.
That is my turn.
All right, on his turn. Considering all things, he's gonna step back, then grab his sword.
So that would be an attack of opportunity, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I shall take that chance. Yeah!
Yeah!
There it is.
Let's go.
All right. Roll double dice on damage.
Alright. So that's good.
As he's turning away from you, not even giving you enough for respect, I would say, to try to avoid this, to avoid you too much. Maybe being too confident in his armor, even despite the last blow. He steps back and you strike him right in the back. A severe blow.
Right.
Somewhat severe blow.
Wait, does that, like, for the plus damage, does that only plus once, or?
Yeah, it
Do I
only
do-
pluses once. You just double the dice rolled.
Alright, so that's 10 that time.
All right.
That sucks.
Well, think about it like this. You did 10 damage outside of your turn.
That is true, actually. That does immediately make it better.
All right. He'll pick up his weapon. And with his standard action, he will prepare a parry. So he will attempt to parry you, which means you will have disadvantage on the first melee weapon attack you make against him.
Alright.
And that'll end his turn, since he can't actually strike you from there.
That's a pretty clever looking technique there.
Alright?
Alright. Knowing how things will go, this will not go splendidly, but what choices do I have here? Yeah, really, I'm just gonna. I'm also gonna prepare a parry.
He's just gonna stand off.
Yeah.
No, you come at me.
No, you come over here. Just walk over to here and do that.
Alrighty. And that's your turn?
That will be my turn.
Alright. We will step somewhat a little bit of line, getting into your range. And he will make 2 attacks against you. The first one is a disadvantage. So that is 10 to hit.
That will not.
You parry his first strike, and his second strike doesn't get through either. You parry both of them in the end. Striking them away, your turn comes up.
Is his parry still up? Like,
Technically, yes.
Okay. Well, you're not the only one that can attack twice. Let's do 2 of those. So an 18 to hit.
An 18 still gets through, even with disadvantage.
Heck yeah.
You now know. Plate is an 18 AC.
Alright. That's gonna be that. 10 more damage.
Alrighty. Okay.
I want to say before I make my next attack, do you yield yet?
Not yet. He doesn't even seem really winded.
Are his troops still just sitting around the fire, or are they like standing over closer to me and actually watching?
I just didn't move them, but they would be watching.
Okay, I wondered. I was like, wow, they're just disinterested.
Actually,
But they seem more intently, like, for example, these 2 over here actually seem more interested in keeping a solid eye on the other members of your party.
Yeah?
do any of them look like they're casting spells or anything on him?
Make a insight. No, perception would be to see things, yeah. There does not seem to be any casting among them.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah. The one who's staying away does seem to have tried to get up, but seem to have maybe some kind of injury or something. The others kind of almost seem to put up their hands and be like, "You just stay. We'll keep an eye."
All right.
I'm
Okay.
going to make second attack.
Alrighty.
Oh, bye!
Alright. Your second attack, though he wasn't trying to parry it, does not get through his guard. You make a thrust, he knocks it away. On his turn now, he will then use the opening. So, to clarify, since in case the rules weren't entirely clear, the charge, feint, and parry and sunder actions have all been... We've all kind of agreed to include them, as well as the disarm. And I'm not 100% on disarm, but most of these actions can be done as a replacement for an attack roll. Okay. Just clarifying that, because his first attack is going to be to hit you. He's going to just try to attack you. That is a 12.
That will not.
And then his second action he's going to attempt to do is he is going to... Gotta remember what the ruling on a shove action is. E shove, because he's going to try to shove you.
I think it is contested strength, athletics.
I will assume so. It's just gonna bog things down to look it up too much. Yes. So you can make an athletics or acrobatics check versus his athletics. Which since I can give him skills. So you're going to have to beat a 15.
I do not.
Alright. So after slashing into you, he then kind of just... after going for your thrust and knocking the blow away, he slams his blade against your back and then knees you to the side, knocking you to the ground.
Ooh.
But that doesn't do any damage, you're just prone. Alright, and then on your it's your turn.
Okay. So, does me getting up provoke an attack of opportunity?
I remember there being some debate about it, and I think we decided I think the idea was give it a go, and if we don't like it in play, we'll cut it. So,
right.
Yes. That is why I set it up.
Dang. I really should have learned healing magic. This sucks. Alright. Let's
course.
take a quick look.
You could just attack from the ground and take disadvantage on all your attacks and give him advantage on all his attacks against you.
I would really rather that not be the case.
Also keep in mind a disengage stops an opponent from making attacks of opportunity of all kinds.
Oh, so I could I disengage while prone?
Sure, it's basically putting forward the effort to avoid an attack.
Oh, wonderful. Alright. I'll disengage then.
Alright. So you can get up and move away or do whatever you need to, and it won't provoke an attack of opportunity.
Just gonna like roll and get up.
Alright.
Alright, so that's an action, right?
Yes, it is an action to disengage.
Dang.
Unless you're a rogue. Rogues can really just ignore a lot of situations.
I greatly underestimated him.
Alright. And remind me, the spell that gives you a second attack, that only works if you make an attack with your action?
Yeah.
Okay. I was for some reason under the impression that it was just gave you the ability to attack as a bonus action.
That would be amazing.
It would be.
Well, I'm assuming I can't ready a bonus action, so that'll be all from me.
Alright. He will close the distance. Make a attack. That's 9.
Nope.
And then a second attack. That's gonna be a 21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
8 damage. This 6'4" figure just looms in. His shadow just closes in on you. Alright, that is his turn though.
Believe in the hat.
I want to believe in the hat, but he...
Notedly, you guys are all just watching this, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do anything?
It's a one-on-one duel. Unless we notice
I know, but I
something.
know what players are like, so I want to at least leave you guys the possibility. I don't want to make you feel like you never got the chance to do something.
This is gonna...
And just speak up if you want to try to do something.
Can I cast sleep?
You certainly could.
Might make people.
I'm sure
angry.
nobody will notice.
Isn't sleep like it just makes them go unconscious, or is it like a whole thing?
It
It will.
arcane magic is very visible.
Oh,
Yes. Divine magic is a little less visible, but still could be recognized if things suddenly change.
probably notice him going to sleep immediately, and that would make everyone angry.
That's true.
Alright. Now, Solar, it is your turn. The others are not beholden to turns, so just speak up if you want to describe yourself doing something.
Well, I'm really hurt, but he doesn't have to know that.
Putting on a tough face.
Yeah, putting on a tough face. I really cannot afford to yield right now.
Alright.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to disarm him again.
Okay.
Alright. That's an attack roll, right?
Yes.
17.
17. 15, 16. It's a tie. I know it normally says at a tie, you just stick with the status quo, which would mean he would win this. But, because that's not as much fun, we both re-roll instead. Let's do that.
Okay.
Because I think it's more interesting if you succeed. But I still have to be...
You also have disadvantage.
From what?
The intimidation at the beginning.
No, that's a -2 on his attack rolls.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Alright.
Which means he's actually been... What the... Well, okay. If we take either outcome, though, it's not a success. But hey, that 20 wasn't an attack roll, so you're not getting critted.
Question.
Yes.
Since I could attack as a bonus action, could I attempt to parry again?
Yes.
Not parry. Disarm.
Yes, but either of them. They both actually replace an attack.
Really?
Yes. Tome of Warfare. A parry. A creature can use a melee weapon attack to attempt to defend itself. The creature chooses another creature it can see within 30 feet of it. The chosen creature has disadvantage on the first melee weapon attack it makes against the parrying creature. And likewise, a disarm, I believe, does so. It's in the DMG, but I haven't found it.
I'm gonna parry then.
Okay. I think there's also just like fight oh yeah, there's the dodge action, which just applies disadvantage on all attacks, but that takes an entire action.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Alright, so he has disadvantage on his first attack on his turn. Very quickly. Throwing on some more music.
Hitting armor is a lot different from hitting a giant bug.
Yes. Alright. Disadvantage. Attack roll. He is not hitting you with that first attack. And he's not hitting you with his second attack. You parry the first and dodge the second. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna start playing cheesy defensiveness now.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna attempt to disarm yet again.
Okay. What's your total?
My total is a 9.
His total is also a 9.
Again we go! Yay!
Do nat 20s!
A worthy
Holy cow.
opponent.
But I know you're getting a higher bonus to your roll, so you do disarm him. You knock his
yeah.
weapon flying. A good, for extra impact. You knock it. Yeah, straight up knock it Yeah, let's go full crazy. You knock it out of his hand, and it goes flying all the way up the hill.
Alright. Does he have another weapon on him?
He does look like he has a short sword on his belt.
Okay. Then, once again, I'm gonna say, how about now? Yield now?
Give me an intimidation check. With advantage, this is a great opportunity.
Oh, freaking boy, let's see it. The first one. Okay, so that would be a 14.
A 14. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna have him just roll a d20 and see, and compare his charisma, let's say. Since I did not think to actually give these guys proficiencies in skills, I forgot how important that actually is. So, that would put him at a 17. You can see him instinctually starting to go for his weapon.
Huh? Alright.
He's still in, but you do notice a pause, a moment of, oh, he's got me. And then a slight kind of shift back, and he's gonna go for his weapon.
Okay. I'm gonna prepare the parry.
Okay. Short sword does significantly less damage than a long sword.
Right now.
Alright. He will draw his short sword. Disadvantage 11 does not hit you.
It does not.
The second attack, however, with a dirty 20 total, is probably going to hit you.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Seven points.
Well, I'm unconscious now.
Okay.
Really?
Alright. He strikes you. You fall unconscious. And he'll just kind of stop. And kind of relax in his plate. Sorry, I just heard something downstairs and my brain went, what the fuck? Parents are watching a movie and I don't even know what was said. But whatever I think was said, I don't want to restate, so he'll just kind of stand there. Well fought.
May I?
Sure enough, he'll stoop down and grab the sword.
Did he yield?
I'll cast Cure Wounds on Solar.
All right. There's okay.
A deep.
That's just +2, I think. So, yeah.
He kind of just takes a momentary stop and.
So 6.
Go get the wench. One of them kind of stops and looks almost a momentarily confused, and he kind of points up toward his sword thrown off and kind of shrugs, and he runs off.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Kind of just almost kind of tosses her after cutting her bonds. And technically, your friend didn't yield. But also, had I not been more experienced, I was ready to myself. We didn't intend to keep the girl for very long anyway. It was mostly just to make a point. You're welcome to have her back, though I'll take my prize regardless.
I'm just gonna like put my head in the dirt. Just
Give it a bit more
like-
time and a few more battles, and I think I would have been handedly won. It is only a shame that you're sellswords and aren't trained by the city. Otherwise, I would have more respect for Boulder Dawn. But my respect goes to travelers instead. Either
Thank you.
way, you have proven your strength.
What city did you come from?
We are warriors of Kel Shakel.
Hmm.
Anyway. And he'll just kind of take his steps away, and they'll just kind of unsuredly, and one of them's kind of like, are you sure? You totally won back there. And he's like, kind of just shrugs it off.
So he took the sword.
He did take the bastard sword.
Was that a masterwork or a +1?
It was a masterwork.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He'll actually kind of stop as he's walking away and turn back. As a traveler to a traveler, I also warn you next time we fight, I will not be so winded. We were beset upon by strange beasts in the night. They were accompanied by some monster with an owl's face. But I was intelligent. Slim, almost human-figured. I say this so that you be careful. I would like to fight you again. And to make it clear, neither of us were fighting on even terms. I look forward to fighting when we are equal and at our best. And then he kind of just nods to you, Solar.
We're gonna like start to get up and just nod and start to smile.
I don't suppose any of those creatures you fought were headless.
No, they were animal-like. In fact, we encountered the slim one with the owl's face first, and then were quickly beset upon by this horde of creatures. They were not truly mighty, but they were in great numbers. They made for quite a dinner and breakfast, though.
What was your name?
Aye?
Yeah.
Ugh. Let me see.
Solar, I'm you from the future.
My instinctual name was something with a sunlight theme, and then I was like, no, that would be an awful
moon.
choice in this situation.
We're gonna moonlight theme. It's like yin and yang.
I seem to have not given him a name. Alright. It's Hector. Hector of Kel Shakel.
Thank you, Hector. I want to try and take the gold coin out of my hat.
Okay. You put it back into the hat?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay. 1 second.
Oh.
You don't find it.
All right, I'm going to reach into my money bag and pull out the coin.
Okay.
I'm going to hand that to him.
There's just a sullen pause as he looks at it. Gold coin is of no worth where I come from.
It's pretty valuable to me. It's my way of saying thanks.
Very well. Then I will accept it for that reason alone.
Wait, what do you trade with?
Grain, metal, goods. The settlements under our protection provide us resources, and we provide them safety.
Interesting. What about the elderly or the sick? How do they get what they need?
Those who are weak have a hard time surviving.
So it's-
Okay.
I'll just kind of leave off with that.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Well, the girl just kind of is looking around and doesn't seem really more angry than you would think somebody who's been in this situation than maybe scared. She just kind of gives this snarling look at them as they pass by. And I don't have a voice for her, so I'm just gonna think of something, I guess. Just kind of, well, here I was afraid I was going to be whisked off to some awful land. You must be my heroes. Come, let's be back home before this gets to be too much of a problem.
Okay.
She'll just charge off.
Not even a thank you.
Not much of one, no.
And is walking. Children are weak too. Do they like eat their young and just keep going?
Yeah. I would describe it as sort of like this. If Boulder Dawn is sort of like the Athens of this area, Kel Shakel is the Sparta. Of course, not exactly the same, of course, but that gives you an idea. All right. You return. Back to the town, I assume, with her, unless you whisk her off somewhere else. That's for you guys to tell me what you do.
Yeah, we're totally going to, bring her to some like
Other-
that hideout and totally just like slaughter her there. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, fresh meat.
Oh no, it was so sad. She was already dead when we got there.
Oh no.
Should have said thank you.
All of that for nothing.
Ouch. But respect, man.
Oh.
She'll kind
I
of
will on the way back. I will say, it's good to thank people when they've done something good for you.
she'll just kind of take a moment. Thank you for your assistance. I'll admit I might have gotten in over my head. Didn't expect them to take everything I said so harshly. Not that they didn't prove me right. Thank you. You did save me a life of probably serving in some household or as a serving girl on the streets. They're not as kind as Mary is in that business, I would assume.
Well, I'm sure Mary will be very happy to see you.
Oh, she probably will be. She always dotes over us a little too much at times. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for saving me from them.
Good work, team. Thumbs up all around.
Thumbs up!
High fives. You're like, thumbs up, and I'm like, high fives.
Hey.
Also, what was your name? To the girl, and I pull out my book.
Oh. Batella. Batella Sumner.
Matella?
Batella.
Batella.
If you're, looking for my particular services, you'll have to ask Mary for Sumner. But I would like some time to get settled back in and make sure she stops fretting about me after this.
Understandable.
Okay. And I assume this is on the travel to the town.
Yeah.
Okay. As you are arriving into town, she kind of struts with this confidence still. Angry confidence, I would say. But as she does, somebody runs toward your crowd. And a guy just kind of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, perfect number. Somebody just smacks into you, Solar.
Oh. How rude.
The guy seems kind of frantic, and you realize, having walked in, that there's actually a number of people kind of running around and a bit of a commotion.
What is going on?
And the man's like, kind of looks you over, notices the weapons. Warriors! Monsters attacking the western shantytown! We don't know what to do. We're trying to get away. Go help, please!
I'm like, I'm off.
And he's just kind of frantically getting up and starts calling out basically to the other houses, "Able hands, we need help! Some monster!"
Solar.
I think Solar will need some healing before we head out. And Solar, do you have a weapon?
Solar unconscious.
We'll give him a quick.
Am I unconscious?
No, you're not.
You were healed.
Okay, I was sitting at like 6 HP when he ran into me.
Okay.
Do you have a secondary weapon?
I have another. I have my original bastard sword.
So,
I'll
frantic panic going on. What do you do?
give Solar a quick second level cure wounds.
All right, go ahead and roll that.
Give me a second. I forgot what the. It's 2d8. Okay. So 10 plus 1. So 11 points of hit points back to you, Solar.
Yep-y, thank you. Alright, I can at least feel normal again.
All right. You get some healing up.
Alright. Well, let's go.
Did we make it to the inn, or we just
No, this was like entering into town. People are frantic.
Okay.
I'm just going to where I hear the most screaming.
All right.
I'll take you to the inn,
I
and then
am
I can
just-
catch up with you guys.
I'm gonna follow Lily.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
sounds good, actually.
Okay. So Solar, you're going to stop her by at the end before you you catch up with the rest of the group.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, would a bird be able to catch up with running people?
Yes.
Okay,
You don't
wonderful.
have to duck and weave through buildings. You can just go over them.
That's a good idea. That's a good point.
Okay. The rest of you, while he runs off to bring her to the inn, you rush toward the western area where a lot of the commotion is going on, and you can hear kind of this distant, kind of nasty sounding. One moment.
This gets deeper and deeper.
Actually, no.
Oh, that's good.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
As you're kind of approaching toward this area, you kind of exit out of the proper part of town into kind of a shanty town on the western side, where there's definitely a lot more commotion, a lot more dirty, kind of dressed up and hovel homes. You hear just a smash as this large insectoid thing smashes into one of the thatch houses and just starts pummeling things, and you can see it flanked by two others similar to the creatures you dealt with the other day. These nasty insectoid creatures violently wreaking havoc in a small area around a large pit. And as you see this sight, and a bird flies in, taking form as Solar, we can pick up there next week.